Hey everyone, Corvus here, and today we'll be having a look at the Open Graves box set for the Malifaux game, the Resurrectionist faction. Pretty excited about opening this box because I've never seen these figures in real life. This is also quite a new box, but what I mean by I haven't seen them is that I've only ever seen the 3D renders of the Malifaux figures. So ever since they started releasing them in plastic, I haven't seen them in real life, so I'm pretty curious about what to expect. Quite honestly, I don't really know. From this you can't really tell the final detail that will be on the plastic miniature. So yeah, overall very nice design of this box. I really like the glossy finish and the artwork that goes all over the box. And then yeah, on the back the 3D renders. So let's open this up. Apparently there's some foam in here. Oh, that's nice. That's all. So yeah, what we have here is a big sprue with all the figures on there. I think there are this guy here, 3 zombies, 5, and this beast, so basically 6 miniatures. I think this one goes on the base with that one. So that's 6 figures. And the price of this, I think I paid 38 euros for it, so I guess it's pretty normal price. So these are the gaming cards, I suppose. Just going to leave this closed. And this piece of foam. Put that aside, and there's a small paper here. Instructions online, so I have to go to this URL to get the instructions, because there's nothing. I don't quite understand why they just made this 3 times as large and just insert a small leaflet in there with the instructions. Instead, they just insert this little paper, and these are the bases. So yeah, they're a bit of a, how do you say it, a bit of a raised edge here, something I don't really like, but we'll see what that gives. So there are 6 bases in here. I have to check the instructions to see what I have to do with the vulture, because it seems to be a flying critter. It's on here, so this is quite nice to have the little sprues on the main sprue, so to speak. So this is the vulture. It's on here, vulture. What's also on here is quite curious. I think it's made in China. So, but I think at first glance, just take an overall look, that quality is quite good. It's not because there's a made in China mark on here that will be low quality. Yes, there's a lot of crap like toys and stuff coming from China, but there's also a lot of good stuff coming from China. For example, my cell phone. No, but it's all about the final quality check, and then the quality they're going for. So if quality assurance is very good, then the product will probably also be quite good, and sometimes a bit cheaper than other products coming from a similar area. So, but this is about miniatures. So these are the 3 zombies, I guess, and then the guy called Mortimer, and then the other guy here is called Nicodem. Let's have a closer look. So first of all, these zombies, and they all have these long swords, and the qualities, I mean, this is very thin, but overall the quality, the plastic is very stiff. It's hard plastic, very hard, and I think the overall detail is quite good. And I think the sculpting on the zombies, they're all very dynamically posed. Look pretty good. I think these boots look a bit dumb on them, but and then combined with the punk hairs, Looking pretty unique. This is the vulture. I have to check the instructions on how to put him on a base, if he goes on a base anyway. And then this Mortimer. So I think overall the quality is quite good. Except maybe for this part. Not really convinced of the amount of detail on this. There's a lot of stuff on here, but for example this satchel blends a bit into the other parts, but for example the shovel on the other hand is very detailed. And this Nicodem figure, somewhat the centerpiece of this box. So a lot of detail here on the leg. And then I quite like this guy. So he's supposed to be coming out of the ground, I guess, in this begging pose. I think that will look pretty cool when everything is assembled. So I'm now going to assemble all this, and then I'll come back to you with the assembled miniatures, and we'll have one final look. So I finished assembling this box, so I had some time to take a closer look to the overall quality of the miniatures, and I think my opinion is still the same as when I saw them on the sprue. This is top quality stuff. I already mentioned the plastics being quite hard, so yeah, you really have to be very careful with the smaller bits, because of the hardness of the plastic it can be a bit fragile, so it's a lot harder than the GW plastics. But overall I also think that the amount of detail on GW, the detail is a bit crispier on the GW figures, but these are also very high quality. I mean, somewhere in between Mantic Games and GW, I think. Again, the hardness of the plastic can be compared to the privateer press stuff, so the resin plastic, but this is the kind of plastic like GW that you can glue together with plastic cement, so very easy to work with. But on the other hand, there are a lot of parts on the miniatures, especially this guy. If you're new to the hobby, this will be a real challenge for you. It can be difficult, but on the other hand, you can assemble a rather complex figure without having the hassle of pinning like you have on a metal miniature. Here and there you can see some, if you really look very closely underneath the lamp, you can see some print marks. So these, like they're shown on the box art. In case you don't know, these are designed on a computer. This is a 3D model, and then they're printed. So here and there you can see really tiny print marks, but I'm pretty sure that these will go away when they're painted, especially on some of the smoother surfaces like the zombie skin, stuff like that. One thing I don't really like is that some of the parts, how they go together. So I think it was on this one. No. Now that the glue has cured, this is not really that visible, but for example this guy, was it? Yeah, it was that one, I think. I mean, his head was one part, and then his face had to glued on, but it wasn't really a curved surface, it was really a jagged line between the two parts. Let me see if I can find another example that's more clear. We have here, for example, on this elbow joint here, you can see it if you look very closely. That's also a line that goes like this. So here and there they could have done a better job in hiding these joints. And also I think, like for example, the guy showed you here that the head and the face, there were two parts, and on the other hand, I don't really understand why that's necessary. On this guy it was the case, because for example this the zombie that's coming out of the ground, it's done in one part, so sometimes I don't know if there are if it's really necessary to have that much parts, but anyhow it's really fun to they're really fun to assemble, but they're a bit of a challenge. I think I spent an hour and a quarter assembling these mold lines. They're tiny mold lines on most of the parts, but due to the hardness of the plastic, it's really easy to just scrape it off with a hobby knife. I think only here on one of the wing tips here there was a tiny bit of flash, and then on the here on this hand here on the thumb there was a bit of flash, but other than that just mold lines that go off very easily. Yeah, I think this guy is really the centerpiece of the box set. Very dynamic pose, very detailed figure. So yeah, as a conclusion, I think they're really worth their money, those figures, and I think I will have a lot of fun painting these. So I'll now glue on some sand and prime them and probably start painting these tomorrow. Thanks for checking out this video, and stay tuned for another video probably on these guys when I finish painting them. See you in the next video. Bye.